If trying harder can't hold you, then maybe the answer is to live better. Not just more effort, but better effort. Be more disciplined, more honest, more consistent. Do what is right, because that feels solid. Not just movement, direction. And direction feels different than motion. Motion can be frantic. Direction feels intentional. Motion feels like survival. Direction feels like control. And that's what we want, not just to move, but to move correctly. Because if we're moving correctly, then maybe we are not just delaying collapse, maybe we are preventing it. And somewhere under that instinct is a deeper assumption. If I live the right way, I will be secure. This is the next ladder we reach for, moral stability. The belief that if we can live correctly, we can stand. And it doesn't sound foolish. It sounds good, necessary even. Tell the truth, keep your word, do what is right. That matters. But this is where we have to be careful, because the problem we're about to see is not that morality is wrong. The problem is what we ask it to do. We take something that is meant to guide us and we try to stand on it. Robespierre believed in virtue, not casually, absolutely. He believed society could be purified, that if enough people were just disciplined enough, just moral enough, just committed enough, justice would hold. And for a time it worked. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because systems like this don't fail immediately. They succeed first. They produce visible results: order, clarity, accountability. Corruption was confronted. Standards were enforced. Order was imposed. And when something produces results, we begin to trust it, not just as a tool, but as a foundation. But the standard kept tightening, because once morality becomes the ground, nothing imperfect can remain. Because once morality becomes the ground, imperfection is no longer something to address, it becomes something to eliminate. Suspicion grew, accusations multiplied, certainty hardened, until the system turned on itself, not because virtue was wrong, but because it could not bear the weight placed on it, because eventually that includes you. When morality becomes the foundation, it doesn't stabilize, it consumes. Sometimes the problem isn't that the system is too harsh, but that we can't see what's underneath. Arthur Dimmesdale was a moral man, respected, trusted, seen as an example. He lived in a world where morality defined everything. Right and wrong were clear. Standards were known. And outwardly he met them. He spoke well. He led faithfully. He appeared steady. And from the outside, there was no reason to question it. Everything looked right. Everything sounded right. But stability that depends on appearance is fragile in a different way, because it has to be maintained. And the moment something cannot be maintained, it begins to fracture. But underneath, there was something unresolved, something hidden. And the more he tried to maintain the appearance of moral stability, the more unstable he became. Not outwardly at first, but inwardly. Because when you are standing on something that cannot carry what is real, you have to divide yourself. What is seen and what is true. Not because morality was wrong, but because he was trying to stand on it. And morality could not carry what he was hiding, because it never could. Here is the problem. Morality can guide your actions, but it cannot secure your existence. Because morality assumes a standard, it does not create one. It points to something, but it is not the thing itself. It tells you what is right, but it cannot make you right. And more importantly, it cannot hold you steady when what is right becomes difficult or costly or unclear. You cannot build your identity on your ability to live correctly, because when your standard wavers or your performance fails, everything built on it moves. This is why it feels so convincing. Morality works. It shapes behavior. It restrains harm. It brings order. Most of us have experienced that. We've made better decisions, we've corrected behavior, and things improved. And so we assume this must be what holds me. But improvement is not the same as stability. And control is not the same as security. Because the moment morality becomes your foundation, you are only as stable as your last success or your next failure. So when instability shows up, we don't question the ground. We question ourselves. We assume, I need to be better, more consistent, more disciplined. But what if the problem isn't how you're living, but what you're standing on? Because if being good cannot hold you, then living better will never make you stable. It will only make you careful. Careful about what you say. Careful about what you do. Careful about what others see. But careful is not the same as secure, because careful still depends on you. And everything that depends on you will eventually move when you do. And if careful isn't the same as secure, then what exactly are you depending on to hold you up when you can't hold yourself up anymore? Next time, we're going to look at another place we turn to, not to what we do, but to who we believe we are, and why that too cannot hold us. I'm James Burke. This is Where to Stand.